by Online Invent, websites, digital marketing and custom software.
Welcome to another edition of In Pit Lane. Yes, look, we've just been across the office. Just got back in time. Welcome to another edition of the program here on Channel 31 and on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel. Coming up a little bit later on in the program, we're going to be joined by our guest, Jack Pennichia, and he's going to tell us all about the RX8 Cup. If you watched the first episode of this series, you saw some of the RX8 Cup from Phillip Island. Well, Jack is one of the few Victorians in that particular competition. Also joining us a little bit later on, we've got Cush Ryder for some live music, and that's coming up a little bit later on in the program. But right now, look, it's been a big week in motorsport. It's always a big weekend in motorsport. Let's find out what happened. This is the In Pit Lane Motorsport News. A win to Max Verstappen in the inaugural Miami Grand Prix held Monday morning Australian time. The reigning world champion took the lead from pole sitter Charles Leclerc on lap 8 and from then on controlled the race, holding out the Ferrari driver who made a late race challenge for the lead. Carlos Sainz was third to give Ferrari more valuable Constructors' Series points in their tight fight with Red Bull Racing. Verstappen's teammate Sergio Perez was fourth, with George Russell storming through the pack to pass Lewis Hamilton for an encouraging fifth place. Daniel Ricciardo crossed the line in 11th place, but a 5-second post-race penalty for illegally gaining an advantage dropped the Aussie back to 13th. It wasn't a good weekend for McLaren as Ricciardo's teammate Lando Norris failed to finish after a crash involving the car of Pierre Gasly. The win for Verstappen now moves him to within 19 points of Leclerc as the teams head back to Europe for the Spanish Grand Prix on May 22nd. A field of only 20 cars will face the starter of this weekend's Bathurst 12-hour race. The race, which had to be postponed due to the ongoing COVID crisis, features mostly entries from the local GT Championship. Although there's limited international teams on hand, several top drivers are on their way to race local cars at the race this Sunday. Audi heads the entry list with 7 2022 spec Audi R8s and a host of star drivers including Bathurst 1000 champions Chaz Mostert and Lee Holdsworth. They'll be supported by 6 Audi factory drivers including Kelvin van der Linde and DTM star Marcus Winkelhock. The Mercedes Challenge will be led by the local supercar powerhouse Triple Eight with Shane van Gisbergen and Brock Feeney running alongside Prince Jeffrey Ibrahim. Hong Kong-based outfit Craft Bamboo will return, although with the event less than a week away, there's still no announcement on drivers as we record this news. The race starts Sunday morning at 5:15am, free-to-air coverage on the 7 network. Australian driver Christian Mansell has just missed out on becoming only the second Australian to win the Po Grand Prix after a second-place finish. Mansell made a strong start to the event to come second to race winner Vladimir Lomko. Lomko, who's currently racing under a French flag due to FIA sanctions, won by just over 2 seconds from Mansell. Pole sitter and pre-race favourite Oliver Goethe was third and leads the Euro Formula Series by 19 points over Mansell. Melbourne driver Hugh Barter leads the French Formula 4 Championship after a consistent weekend. Barter won the first race before taking 5th place in the reverse grid race and second in the third race. Red Bull Honda junior driver Sauter Areo won the third race over Barter by less than a second to move him into second in the championship, 34 points behind the Australian. Cold and wet conditions faced competitors in last weekend's third round of the Victorian Rally Championship, but unlike 2021, there was no snow. Provisional winners of the event were Adrian Stratford and Kane Manning in a Subaru WRX. Glenn Raymond and Kate Catford borrowed Glenn's dad's Subaru RS and took out second place, with Luke Sotema and Tracy Drewhurst wrapping up the podium in a Mark II Escort. After 3 rounds, the outright championship looks like becoming a battle between Stratford and Manning and Sotema and Dewhurst. And we'll have a guest from the Victorian Rally Championship coming up in a couple of weeks' time here on In Pit Lane to talk more about the local rally scene. A bump and run win to Joey Logano at Darlington Raceway last weekend. Logano hit the car of William Byron with 2 laps to go, putting Byron into the wall, leaving Joey to go on and take his first win for the season. Logano later defended his move, saying that Byron had made contact with him earlier in the race. Logano beat runner-up Tyler Reddick to the finish line by just over 0.07 of a second to earn his first victory at Darlington and the 28th of his career. Justin Haley was third. A massive wreck off turn 2 on lap 261 took out a whole bunch of top contenders, including Martin Truex Jr., Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Bubba Wallace, Cole Custer, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott. Bar's changeable weather caused havoc last weekend with the latest round of the World Endurance Championship. In the end, after 3 red flag periods and several full-course yellows, it was the Toyota team of Jose Maria Lopez, Mike Conway and Kamui Kobayashi who secured their 6th straight 6-hour of Spa win for the Japanese manufacturer. Local team WRT won in LMP2 after an amazing wet weather drive by Robert Frines, who at one stage led the race outright with just 2 hours to go. GTE Pro was a thriller as the AF Corsa Ferrari held off a fast-finishing Porsche to take a thrilling win, and GTA AM saw Harry Ticknell, the hero, in the Dempsey Proton Porsche, managing to hold off a hard-charging Marco Sorensen in the TF Sport Aston Martin. The teams now regroup and prepare for the big one, the 24-hour of Le Mans, on June 11th and 12th. And that is the In Pit Lane news for the week commencing Monday, May the 9. Who knows, if we survive, we'll have more news next week. Yes, and we will get some more stuff for you next week. Right now, we're going to take a break here on In Pit Lane, but when we come back, Doc and I will be joined by a special guest, Jack Pennichia. You're watching In Pit Lane. Coming up soon. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Okay, we are on a break, everybody. So, Jack, if you can just pop into position. So Jack is joining us now. I'd like to take the opportunity once again, while Jack gets sort of settled down and everybody gets ready for the next segment, to say once again a very huge thank you to our sponsors at Online Invent. If you are interested at all in getting a website done or doing any SEO, sort of some social media marketing, and you want it done properly, then talk to our friends at Online Invent, because they're the people who can get that stuff done for you. As I keep saying every week, Roy came on board with us and said, look, I'll show you how, we'll set up a campaign for you, and it's been spectacularly successful.
400%?
It went up very quickly. It's still going up steadily.
Yeah,
every
Roy,
week,
where's our percentage? And we want to know what's going on exactly. With the decimal point.
With the decimal point. But it's, fabulous stuff. So if you're interested, if you've got a car club or a race series, you've got a race team, or for your own personal business, just contact Online Invent and tell them that we sent you, and they'll do a really good deal for you, because Roy's a big fan of motorsport, and he speaks your language. So that's thank you once again to Online Invent for your support of In Pit Lane and RMITV Student Television. So I think we're Pete, if they're ready in there, do they need a sound check from Jack at all? Because Jack is sitting next to me right now.
I'm going to reset one of the cameras.
Okay, this is cool.
Can we just get him to say something?
Yeah, go for it, Jack.
Yeah,
Count to 10.
Just hit 10.
1, 2, testing.
Keep going.
Keep
10.
going.
1.
Count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Cool. I just want to know what your levels are, mate, so I can adjust it a little bit too.
Yeah.
CCU on 4, please. And CCU on 4, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's standing behind you. CCU is right behind you.
Left flank, Luke. Left flank, coming in closer, and It's going to say face to face.
Oh, I'll pull it down now. I did it locally because you're right here.
Secret squirrel talk
Oh,
now.
is it lighting that's the issue? Right.
Who's
Well,
hot?
then I'll pull you back to manual.
Who's hot in the lights? One of us.
Oh, I see.
We're just, if you're watching, we're just resetting some cameras and resetting some lights. But this is part of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you see if you watch us here on the Facebook feed every Tuesday night. Now, remember, we'll be telling you a little bit later on as well about Full Course Yellow, which is coming up as well. Also be telling you about how you can become a part of all this. You can actually, if you're sitting at home in Melbourne, if you're watching us in Melbourne, or if you're prepared to commute, I mean, if you want to fly down from Sydney or come here from Perth every weekend on a Tuesday night and join us here on In Pit Lane, you're more than welcome, let me tell you. But probably it's bad enough that we've got to commute from the wilds of the outer suburbs of Melbourne, isn't it, Doc?
Actually, we were discussing this a little earlier. We can maybe a little bit of Secret Squirrel inside info. We may have a chance of something up at the Bathurst 12-hour on the quiet.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether we're going to get it, but you're going to be up there, aren't you? You will be up there.
And good friend of the program, your mate long term forever, Christian will be up there as well. It's a Christian Doc. So we might even do a little bit of live crossing from our own Facebook. So we'll link it up.
No, we won't do that because that would be very illegal.
No, not on In Pit Lane, but I'm talking on our personal.
Well, we might see if you follow Doc. I mean, I think if he's a spectator, we'll probably get away with it. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Hello to everybody at Supercars Australia if they're watching. If they're watching, they're not.
Christian, I've heard, is a highly regarded cameraman when he needs to be.
He is a very highly regarded. He's a photographer. That's what he does.
He carries this great big long lens around everywhere he goes. And
that's what that is.
Yeah,
okay.
Makes it look good. The big long thing here.
I've heard about his big long thing. It's the camera lens. There you go. Okay, Pete's saying we're ready, so I suppose we're ready. When you're ready, Pete, we're ready. Welcome back to In Pit Lane. Well, as I said at the start of the program, if you watched right back at the beginning of this particular season, you would have seen us down at Phillip Island with the RX8 Cup. One make racing series, they're everywhere. I mean, we had Nick McBride in a couple of weeks ago talking about the Carrera Cup. We've got Hyundai Excels, we've got Porsche 944s. Well, another one make series is, of course, the RX8 Cup. Now, it's very big in New South Wales, but they are sort of moving, as we saw at the start of the year, into the rest of Australia as well. And one of the few Victorians in the championship at the moment is a young man who's coming off a very successful recent meeting at Sydney Motorsport Park. And he is Jack Pennichia. Jack, welcome to In Pit Lane.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Now, first of all, let's talk about how you got involved in this. I mean, why RX8 Cup? How did you get involved in that?
Well, Dan and I were discussing about what series we should go into. So we were originally going to go to Formula V. So then we went on to Foxtel, and Blendline TV had a RX8 Cup meeting. I think it was at Queensland Motorsport Park. And we saw this, and Dad and I were like, wow, this looks like a fantastic category to get into. And also, Dad used to race RX7s in pre-production, so a bit of relevance, to Dad's racing career. And yeah, that's how we basically got into it on TV. And yeah, we spoke to Rick, and he basically told us, what's the cost of running the car, and you can run the cars on a reasonably good budget. So it's a fantastic category to get into, and I've been loving every minute of it. Because
a lot of people would say, I mean, you look at something like an RX8, I mean, any sports car, and now going back to the RX7, on the road, they've become a pretty expensive commodity. But for you guys, I mean, sort of how much does it cost to build a car or to get it up and running?
So to build, you're looking at around 30 grand to build a top running RX8 Cup car.
Which is quite reasonable when you can consider. So where do the cars come from? I mean, I wouldn't imagine there's too many of them lying around the wreckers or anything. Where do you get the cars from?
I was lucky because my sponsor Promaz came on board, and he had a car laying around, and he gave a car to us. But there's a few you can find on car sales and stuff like that. But due to the COVID sort of car taxes, they've gone up a bit. Sort of ridiculous prices, like the road cars are worth more than the race cars now, but they are getting a bit hard to find. But there are some that you can find for cheap, and like some record cars that you can build up into a race car. Well,
you'd be in the know, wouldn't you? Because we were just chatting at the back before we did the show tonight, and you get on the tools yourself now. You're an apprentice, so you're hands-on, got the spanners out. How do you think that relationship's going to help you, like for this particular category and long term afterwards when you want to progress further down the track? Because being that intimate with a car is so important, is it, for the transition for on the track and off the track?
Yeah, definitely. So I work for Dale Patterson Motorsports, and it's been a massive help. Like going out of karts into like my first race in the RX8 Cup, I really didn't know anything about the mechanical side of it. Now working with Dale, he's been helping me just with simple mechanics, sympathy and stuff like that. And yeah, you can, like at Sydney Motorsport Park, I was actually on the tools and saying, no, Dad, hop out the way, I'll do it now. He doesn't need to hop on the tools like go-karting. Well, I was just watching him.
Oh, he's just trying to get in the car because he used to race RX7, so yeah, he's just trying to pinch your seat. But yeah, it's, you know, Dad's really hands-on, so he's a huge supporter as well too. He must enjoy that, working with Dad on him too. Yeah,
that's true. It's a special relationship we have, Dad and I, so whenever I can give back to him and try and help out, I will. So.
And that's the thing about motorsport in general, isn't it? We've had so many sort of, you know, there's lots of father, son, father, daughter, mother, daughter, you know, groups getting together and, you know, enjoying themselves and doing stuff on the weekend. Yeah. And you mentioned Sydney Motorsport Park. As I said, it was a very successful weekend. Tell us about how that went, because I understand it was a little damp up there.
You had the Speedos on, I heard.
It was. It's, yeah, so it was my first race in the wet in a race car. So we came into the wet. I wasn't really expecting any big results because my first time at the track and my first time, you know, in the wet too. So we came on a Friday and ended up being the quickest on Friday. Just, I was shocked, and Dad goes to me, oh, everyone's coming up and saying, what lap times is Jack doing? And I said, well, we don't actually know. We're not really focused on it. So I think I was about 2 seconds quicker than everyone else. And,
so it wasn't the car set, it was all about you.
Maybe.
But you did save the data though, I hope. How the car was set up. I was going to say, yeah, you never know, you might need to get the floaties out again.
Yeah, so I just stuck to my old go-kart line around the outside. So you actually be surprised by how much grip SMP has around the outside. You watch all the V8 supercar guys and SVG, everywhere he goes, he just uses the outside. And like the amount of grip I had was just unbelievable. And I was just passing people everywhere. And the whole RX8 field was coming up to me saying, like, I literally have no idea.
But you didn't just put it on pole, you also won it, didn't you?
I did.
You won that race. Congratulations.
And that's something that Lewis Hamilton is famous for as well. I mean, that in the wet, that outside line does seem to be the one. And as you say, you know, Shane Van Gisbergen does use it all the time. And right now, he's definitely the person to be emulating in Australia, isn't he?
For sure, yeah.
Just before we go on a little bit further, though, about the car itself as well, too, you had 44 back in karts. You got number 4 on the RX8 now. What's the significance of the 4s? Well, I think there's something in that, I reckon.
Yeah, it's not to do with Lewis Hamilton, I can show you that. So Dad's old racing number used to be number 4. So when I got into karting, I wanted to, you know, choose Dad's number. And unfortunately, like, I couldn't pick it because someone else was already running number 4. So I'll add another 4 to it. So end up racing 44. So through my whole 10 years ago, kind of had 44. And the weird thing is, at the end of my karting career, I count up all my trophies and I end up being 44 trophies. So I hope that I don't just get 4 trophies in a race car.
That's quite a coincidence, because that's 44 more than I've got. That's incredible.
So it's still 44.
Yeah, it's all about the 4s, isn't it? It's all about the numbers. So what's the long-term plan?
One of my dreams for me, it sounds a bit weird, but because it's only a junior category, I've always wanted to race Formula Ford. When Dad used to race...
It's a good place to learn.
Definitely. When my dad used to race the RX7, I used to be in Mum's arms, and she used to take me around Phillip Island, and we'll watch the Formula Fords, and I just love watching them. And it's always been a dream and goal of mine to go race Formula 4. I had a test drive in one last year.
I was going to say, can you fit in it?
I can.
I was going to say, you're looking at the desk at him right now. Jack over here, he's about, forget about the hairline as well, though. Too. Got a good mullet going up the top there, but he's well over 6 feet. You get those pegs in down the bottom of it, just?
It was a tight fit.
Yeah.
You know, I think we spent about an hour just trying to get my seat position right at G-Force Motorsport. Eventually, I actually had to wear my old go-kart boots to fit into it, so I couldn't wear my original race boots. But yeah, I loved it. So Formula 4 is definitely where I want to go. And after that, I love to go race GT cars, either over in Europe or in here with the GT Fanatec series.
Yeah, and that's as we said when we spoke to Stefan Rattel just recently. There's so many opportunities for young racing drivers. Hey, listen, stay with us. We're going to have to take a break now, but when we come back, we'll catch up with a bit more. Also, when we come back after the break, we're going to catch up with some live music from our special guest tonight, Cush Ryder. They'll be joining us in just a moment. But don't go away. You're watching In Pit Lane on Channel 31, right across Melbourne. We'll be right back after this. Okay, we are going to take a break now. We are going to get some, if you're watching us live on Facebook or if you're watching us on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel, we've got the bonus is you get a bonus song. You get another song from our band tonight, and our band tonight, as we said, is Cush Ryder. And they're going to be in action very soon. We'll give you the details a little bit later, but they're going to be, I know they're going to be in Seymour, because there is a story. Doc is going to be working up at Seymour on that particular
Cush
day.
didn't know this, but I was sitting out the back there and we were chatting about this yesterday, Cush and I, catching up about bumping in tonight, and we were talking about the outer northern regional suburbs of Melbourne, and I might be able to catch up with you on Seymour on the 21st, because I'll be working down the road at Broadford that particular night I didn't mention yesterday, and you'll be working down the road later on. What time are you on till that night?
About midnight, yeah.
Oh, but that's done. I'm sold. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll have a drink card ready for me.
Until the beer runs out.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, there you go. I'll have a drink card ready for me. Catch up with all you guys. So it'd be fantastic.
And on that particular night, will we be celebrating or will we be drowning our sorrows?
Book an extra room, I'll bunk in.
There you go.
It's election night, so
It certainly is.
drown your sorrows.
We will,
Yes.
no matter what.
Celebrate or drown is one way or the other.
Right.
It could be Don's party if you've seen that, and if you haven't, I recommend that you do. Okay, well, as I said, joining us is Cush Ryder, and right now, as I said, they're going to play us out at the end of the program on 31, but right now here is a bonus track, and this is a song called 180. Ladies and gentlemen, Cush Ryder.
You know that we've been here before. You know that you come back for more. You've been gone. I know what is wrong, what is right. I can't see you turn out the light. Yeah, you've been gone. When you hold my hand and you walk out the door, you'll be back, you come back for more. It's just a matter of time, and I'll never know that you've been gone. Now you're back and you wanna stay. You've been out breaking hearts, but you can't stay away. You've been gone. We're gonna turn this damn thing around. Gonna pick ourselves up and get off the ground. You've been gone. When you hold my hand and you walk out the door, you be back, you come back for more. It's just a matter of time. I'll never know. See the light when you're walking through the other side. You can't take my hand, lay it on the line. You know that we just can't ignore. Can't turn back and we won't keep score. It's just a matter of time, and I'll never know.
thank you, guys. We'll give details. If you're wondering where we were, we popped over the pub again.
Yeah. It's your shout.
I know.
I think we ran away without paying.
It wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, so anyway, welcome back. We're going to go for the break, so we'll just let them get sorted out and get all the cameras sorted back into their regular positions so that we can do that. We can see.
Jason's fixing up.
Jason is dying in and coming in far too quickly.
He's going to say the hair. The Adonis has run through the building.
He has. He's done a run in. He's done his AEW trademark run in.
He's never done the man bun. I've never seen the man bun.
No.
He hasn't.
There we go.
Never lowered his colours. He was tempted to. Almost.
He was ready to do the run in. He was ready to do the run in.
Come on, bring it. Bring it.
The man has
Good excuse.
The man has a job. The man has a job to do. The man has a job to do.
He does.
Okay, and as soon as he gets in there and he's ready to do that job, we will do the third segment. So stay tuned, and we'll be coming out with that. And as I said, we'll be hearing another song from Cush Ryder. They'll be playing us out, and we'll give you all the details of how you can catch up with them live in concert, and also all of their
Getting
socials.
drunk on election night.
Yes, and getting drunk on election night.
Don't worry about that. We'll certainly help out there.
Okay, so we're
The
just...
Adonis is running through the building again.
Yep, so...
He's doing a flyby.
There you go. So we're just getting some background stuff done on the...
See what you can do, Jack, if you grow your hair that long?
Might be good to fit in the helmet.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, no, that
probably
it would be very hard to get Jack.
It's hard enough to get into a Formula
Jason's.
V, isn't it, without getting into the helmet, for starters, isn't it? Yeah. Now, Jason and I have a lot of fun all the time, so it's all fun and
So,
giggles.
well, last year, so you've got how many rounds to go in the series?
We got 4 rounds left. There's one round to be
Winton
decided. So Winton's next.
Oh, okay, so you're back in Victoria. Okay, so what date is that on?
June 10th to 12th.
Okay, so we'll mention that. We'll mention that on
SMP?
the main
After that,
show.
SMP after that?
Yep.
And where's the TBA? Has it been announced yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, we ready? Yep. Okay, we're coming back. Welcome back to the last section, in fact, of In Pit Lane. Our guest tonight is Jack Pennichia from the RX8 Cup. And Jack, you were saying before the break that you were looking forward to getting in perhaps Formula Ford and then moving on to GT racing. Do you follow much of the GT racing? I mean, because Bathurst is just around the corner, and next weekend, as we go to air, this weekend coming up at the Bathurst 12 Hour, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I've always loved GT cars. My boss, Dale Patterson, has his GT3 Camaro, and I walk into work every day and it's just there. So I've always been fascinated with GT. And
we've done a story on that car. It's got like a 7-litre engine in it, hasn't it? It's like a huge...
It is an amazing car.
Have you had a bet with him so you can take it for a drive yet?
No.
I shouldn't be giving you any ideas, sorry.
I think that one's been just pulled away, and no one else is going to drive that car.
Put away. So, for the rest of the year? You've got rounds coming up. Next round is back in Victoria, I believe, at Winton.
Yep.
So when is that?
That is on June 10th.
June the 10th, and then back to Sydney Motorsport Park. And there's a TBA. So, is there any discussion as yet as to where that might be? I mean, any rumours that we can or news we can break here on the show?
It either could be at Phillip Island or SMP.
You couldn't have 2 in a row though, could you? You'd be encouraging Phillip Island if you're going to put a vote in, wouldn't you, again?
Yeah, definitely. It was supposed to be at Bathurst, but unfortunately that got put aside because some other category was put in before us.
You've been gazumped.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back to the GT racing overseas, what sort of time frame are you looking at? A couple of years more in RX8s and get till you get to that certain point, or you want to get Formula Vs? How many years are you looking at that, and then on to overseas?
Yeah, I reckon I'll have 2 more years in RX8, and then I'll see where I go from there. But GT, it's a long shot dream. I believe I can do it, but to race in Europe will be like just an absolute dream come true.
It would be. You want to spend a couple of years still in the formulas as well, though, too, just so you can learn the craft.
I can't see myself having a career without Formula Ford. I've always wanted to have Formula Ford in my career, so it's something I'll definitely work towards, and hopefully I'll be able to achieve it.
Well, we wish you the very best of luck with that, and we'll follow you on in the RX8 Cup. If you want to find out more about the RX8 Cup, they do have their own YouTube channel, don't they?
They do.
They do that, and also we will have more, hopefully when I can catch up and do some more editing, get some more time, we'll have some more racing from Phillip Island on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel as well, from the RX8 Cup and some other races that were down there at the start of the year as well. But good luck with the career, both in the RX8 Cup and in your future plans for GT racing. But for now, Jack Pennichia, thanks for joining us in Pit Lane.
Thank you, really appreciate it.
Now we'll just, we're going to take us out tonight will be our band Cush Ryder, but just before that, just want to remind you that Full Course Yellow coming up this Tuesday night on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel and also the Facebook page. Please join us at 9 o'clock on Thursday night live when we all get together. Also, if you would like to get involved in all this chaos, if you've got young people who are interested in getting into the television industry and you're looking for an opportunity, then an opportunity exists here at RMITV Student Television. If you would like to join RMITV and work on shows like In Pit Lane, like a whole bunch of other programs, we've got a lot of programs happening at the moment, and we're looking for more people. And you don't have to be a student, you don't have to be in, there are no age restrictions, there are no geographical restrictions. Everybody, trust me, everybody is, look, they let me in. If they let me, that should let you know just how the standards have dropped around here. So if I'm here, you can get in as well too. So go to rmitv.org and find out. It's only about $20, $22 or something a year, and you can come and join us here for our next season of In Pit Lane, which we're hoping is coming up later in the year. But right now we're going to be going out with some music, and joining us tonight is Cush Ryder, and they're going to be playing all over the state. Coming up, they're playing at Seymour, they're playing at Coburg, they're playing all over the place. You'll see that on the screen now. But right now, to play us out, this is Cush Ryder and Firelight. Good night.
1, 2, 3, 4. Feel that fire burning bright all through the night. Hear that sound spin you round and round, and I just might play along, baby. Burning sun, the day's almost gone. We got to get it moving on. 'Cause when I'm with you, we get crazy too. I don't care what we're gonna do, yeah. We're still dancing by the firelight, dance until the dawn, play a little more, never stop dancing. We're still dancing by the firelight, holding on to you, light shining through, never stop dancing. Right. Morning sun, we're still having fun. Ooh, get your moves on. We're here and now, gonna scream, gonna shout your favorite song. Dancing in the dark, holding you is what I wanna do. 'Cause we got no other place to go. 'Cause holding you is what I wanna do. I don't care what we're gonna do, yeah. We're still dancing by the firelight, dance until the dawn, play a little more, never stop dancing. We're still dancing by the firelight, holding on to you, light is shining through, never stop dancing. I wanna know what to do, yeah. Tell you what, 'cause I wanna dance, I wanna dance, I wanna dance with you. Oh. We're still dancing by the firelight. Dancing till the dawn, play a little more, never stop dancing. We're still dancing by the firelight. Holding on to you, light is shining through, never stop dancing. Yeah. We're still dancing by the firelight. Dancing till the dawn, play a little more, never stop dancing. We're still dancing by the firelight.